First of all, equipment. You need brushes, paints, and paper. And paper, for example, has lots of differences, and it affects the way the work turns out. And maybe after I tell you a little bit about the paper and how the paint reacts to the paper, if you take another look around in the gallery, you'll be able to identify some of the papers and the differences and what the work is on the paper, because what you do on one paper will turn out much differently on another. Some papers are very, very smooth. I'm going to pass this around. You can feel the surface. And then that's called hot pressed, because when the paper is made, it goes through a roller that's heated. And then you can have another paper like this, which has a rubber texture. And this is kind of in between. It has a texture, but not as rough as the rough, and that's called cold press paper. And probably most people, when they're learning to do watercolor, they will start out with cold press paper. Then paper has a certain weight to it. Oh, that was rough. This is very, very rough. It's a handmade paper, and you can see it's full of texture. These are different textures and different weights. If a paper is 90 pounds, it's much lighter, which means if you wet it with a lot of water, it's going to buckle on you. So if you know that that's the kind of watercolor that you do, you probably wouldn't choose that as your watercolor. This is a little heavier. And again, these are different surfaces too, so some are rough, some are hot pressed. And that means it's a little bit heavier, and that's kind of like an all-purpose paper. And this is almost like cardboard. It's 300 pounds, so anybody that works very wetly might use that kind of paper.